McMasters, the independent candidate for Congress. One of the things that I harp about is getting good value for our tax dollars. And one of the areas that I always talk about is military spending. I've spent 33 years associated with the military. And one thing that I know that we can do better on is military spending. And that has been in every single assignment that I've been in, except actually I was pretty impressed with the Air Force Academy Prep School. One thing that I relay all the time that people understand is the failure of leadership to realize that it's their duty to return money back to the taxpayer. This whole idea that they need to spend every single dollar that Congress has given them is really detrimental to the efficiency of the Air Force. For instance, when I was at Edwards Air Force Base, we would go up and travel to the Boeing facility in Seattle. When I would go by myself, I would stay at the Ramada Inn. It was $60 a night. When I would go with my boss, we would stay at the Marriott, which was right across the road, and it would be $170, and it would be $18 extra in parking. There are plenty of other airmen, plenty of other members of the Air Force that would go with the less expensive options in travel and the other items if we knew that the dollars that we spent would be returned back into Congress, and if Congress, having that money back, would give it back to the taxpayer. There is a lot of money that could be given back to the taxpayer and lower our deficit, and you get more people on board with that concept if we didn't have leadership in the military and every other federal agency that says you need to spend every tax dollar that the Congress has appropriated to you. That's a mindset leadership has to adopt in order to be more efficient. Another example that I talk about, when I was in the operational unit, they had $100,000 in order to buy supplies for the year. This included pencils, papers, copy paper, toilet paper for the facility, that kind of items. They came up to the end of the year and they had actually spent only $90,000. So in the last 2 weeks, after all that saving that they did throughout the whole year, they decided to spend $10,000 on monograph pencils and pens. So they were $100 a piece for the members of that unit in order to get rid of that that extra $10,000 that they had saved. This is the kind of spending that goes on all the time throughout the services that makes it so that I'm confident that we could easily take 10% or 15% out of the military's budget and still get the same amount of services that they provide today if you just had better management.